All right. Looks like I'm live here. Welcome. Welcome. My name is Nick Trikakis, not Trikakis, not Trikakis, but Trikakis. Yes, it is in fact an Americanized version of the name. And today I'm going to be practicing, chatting. This is my first stream in a week, and last week was actually the first time that I streamed. So I'm still kind of figuring out what this stream is going to be, topics, those type of things. And in the meantime, I'm just going to continue to practice. And that's actually one of the things that I'm going to be doing today. I got my force here, I got my machine, I have my screen deck. So I'm practicing multiple things right now, including interacting with you. So I appreciate your patience while I develop my skills of being able to speak with you fluently and all of that good stuff. Primary camera right here. I realized I was doing some things wrong with my stream last week, but hopefully this improves. What's going on, Synthetic? Welcome back. Appreciate you being here. I'm just going to be practicing. And if you are here watching, please make yourself known in the chat. It really, really helps engagement. It really, really helps me knowing that I have people to talk to. Otherwise, I'm just kind of sitting here talking to myself. And if you are watching this afterwards, I highly suggest tuning in to these live because they are just that much better. You said you have a jam. I have jam, but I needed to use it more with my Machine Plus. Cool duo. In fact, it is. I have to admit that I rarely use the jam. And actually, the most I ever used it was when I was producing a record at the beginning of the pandemic. And it wasn't really used that much. Actually, I did use it when I was performing with Moon Boots on KCRW. And that was actually really, it was more of a need. And it didn't really work the way that I thought it would for that particular use case. In fact, the Force probably would have been a better alternative to that. However, I still have it here, mostly for show, but as I develop more of kind of a workflow using it, it can get better. So with that said, I'm just gonna start playing my Force, and feel free to ask questions. using hype synth. actually going to record that. Just the sustaining C sharp there. And then I'm going to add, it's like right here, you can really build some intensity just by keeping that low and then slowly opening up the filter. And then as you open it up a bit, you're going to want to add a little bit of the high end. So I have this, it's kind of like a pad, it's a string patch. It has a really long attack and a really long release as well. I think it's at least 5 seconds. But you got to be careful with how hard you hit the octave, the top octave pad, because if you hit it too hard, it's just way too loud. And the more open the filter is on the low note, the softer you have to hit that actual top pad. Otherwise it gets too intense. So I'm going to do two things. I'm going to turn on right automation when recording, and I'm going to turn off fixed length recording, and I'm also going to turn off when the record starts. I'm going to delete this. Whoopsie dips. I'm going to delete that. Start playback, because if you don't start playback, the click track's going to start, which just happened, and it kind of fucked me up a little bit. So, with that said, make sure I'm record armed. And then I'll turn it down and we'll just kind of get that going again. For all you new people here, say what's up in the chat. Not exactly sure how long I'm going to hold it down, because I kind of want to record some other stuff over this. It does sound like I'm getting a little bit of glitching going on right now. Take it all the way down, and that'll give me the opportunity to actually like create an actual loop. There we go. Then I can jump to some other instruments. This is a combination of samples as well as, well, hype in general is samples, FM synthesis, wavetable synthesis, and subtractive synthesis. So it has 4 engines in there. And each patch actually combines those 4 types of synthesis differently. But you can clearly hear a bell sample, vibraphone, and then I have a bowl, better this way. I don't use drum synth because you can only have one of them on a track. I mean, you can have the full kit, but really I'd want drum synth as a plugin that I could put on a sampler instrument. C-sharp Dorian right now. When you get up to these higher frequencies, you can hear some odd harmonics, which seem to go away on lower octaves. Fun part, I shouldn't say the fun part, I guess it's fun. I can switch scales right now. You get the most expression out of the force that anyone else has seen. It's an instrument, you know? It's got filters, it's got notes. I just feel like you need to play it. If you play this thing, then you can get expression out of it. But you also have to practice, which is what I'm doing right now. So thank you for joining me just for practicing. I know it's not the most exciting thing, but feel free to ask questions. What's up, Kiwi? What's my wear and tear on those force knobs? Repairing and replacing them? Oh, actually, the thing is that they're very, very sturdy. I don't know if you've... Kiwi, you got a force, right? They are extremely sturdy. Much more sturdy than these machine knobs. Although the Machine Plus and Synthetic, you can attest for this, is much more well built. Don't judge me for my giant beer, okay? I know it's in the post, but still. So now I'm in Lydian. Different type of mood. I was in Dorian before. But I kind of feel like that string when it opens up, it's just really intense. My effects rack. Well, typically my effects racks are always going to be, I'm going to turn this down a little bit and don't mind this pot. That's the one thing with these forces. You get a lot of use out of them. First thing to go is the pan pot. Or not the pan pot, the volume pot. I typically like to stick with delay and reverb. In fact, if I had delay and reverb, I don't really need anything else. I've gotten into using some more stutter edits, but just really for like vocal samples and stuff on certain performances. But it's pretty basic. I don't feel like I need a lot of effects. I feel like you can express most of what you want through manipulation of frequency and time, and delay and reverb modulate time really well by repeating and adding length and space, whereas the filter gives you the ability to really fine-tune and adjust frequencies. So let me stop this for a second and give you an example of modulating filter, right? So I have the filter all the way down on this bell instrument. And there is a delay on here and a very long reverb, but if I turn that reverb all the way down, you can hear the delay then a bit better, but it sounds really dry. And actually, let me turn down here. It's actually warm in here now, so I'm gonna turn off my air conditioning, or my heating, I should say, because it's cold as fuck here in LA. And, oh, God damn, it's my refrigerator over there. I'll turn down the feedback. Okay, so you're only going to get a few repeats. And that's just, it doesn't really have much emotion. Now, if you want that, that's totally fine. I mean, some people really like dry stuff. And maybe a gig that you're on is going to require that. Right? But the difference between that, and I'm going to turn up my reverb time for like 10 seconds, and I'm going to turn up this. That's got some more emotion there. And as you saw there, I was turning up the filter. I'm actually going to turn up my gate a little bit because I kind of like not having the gate open up as I hit my pads. So when I open up that filter, you're gonna start to hear a bit more of the odd harmonics. And some of the Tyler, to answer your question, pretty much filters, delays, and reverbs is what I'm most consistently using in my performances and productions. This one has a really good undertone as well. And as I slowly open up the filter, or faster, now we're getting pretty intense. And the cool thing is, like, you really only need a few things in order to get that emotion, which should say something. Like, if you're just starting out and you're trying to learn a few things, or even if you're an expert, sometimes people overdo it and they add too many things. My friend Ben, I love you, Ben, he actually gave me this camera. I shouldn't say give him, he sold me this camera. He has a very, very large and complicated template that he opens up in Ableton. And I always try to tell him, it's like, you probably don't need that template. It's kind of easier to start from scratch, with some exceptions every single time. A, you use up less memory and your projects run faster. And then B, you don't have a bunch of stuff that you're getting into a habit of using that you don't need. And then once you really master a delay, a reverb, and a filter, you can apply that to any synthesizer, any DAW. You stop falling into the habit of needing your rig, and any instrument that you walk up to that has those things, you'll be able to get really good sounds out of them. Like, Hype Synth is not the best synthesizer. I have better synthesizers here. However, I don't necessarily need them, because I don't necessarily use them as much as I used to, because the filters and the effects on this sound really good, and it's more compact. And I've actually been practicing just like a few different patches for the past 3 years, if that makes sense. Now, a lot of you might be like, or maybe I shouldn't say a lot of you. A lot of people might ask why, or isn't that limiting myself? Well, the guitar doesn't really change. You know, you don't have 9,000 patches on the guitar. You have 6 strings. And yeah, you can add distortion and effects and all that type of stuff, but the timbre of the guitar doesn't change. So why would I need a bunch of different synthesizers? If you see all these masterful piano players, guitar players, trumpet players that use instruments that have a single timbre. And there are other instruments on Force, other patches, that have really, really great tones. But because I've chosen these three, which are these bells, these strings, and this lead, that's how I can get better at them. And also, I shouldn't say that. I have this percussion as well that, because I'm using these four, what are we on, 4 now? These 4 patches, I can get really fucking good at them. You know what I mean? They kind of replace things that I don't need. I need something for percussion, or I should say for rhythm. I need a couple things for harmony and something for lead as well. And then within that, like for example, if I go over to I can always change some things. I can always change, like what I'm on, saw digital, octave 1. I'm not, I guess sometimes sounds need to grow on you. Now I'm just really searching for a new oscillator that I like the sound of. This is a tri-saw square pulse drive, which may or may not mean something to you. Get in there, try. Kind of sounds cool. Sounds like the original, actually. I gotta work on those. Slow and steady, buddy. I can go up much faster, much better I can go down. Just like... It's kind of cool. Cool, but it's not. It doesn't feel like mine. And I guess with anything, it kind of takes time for things to grow at you. But a sound that you really like should pop out at you right away. You should be like, I like that sound. I want to use that sound in order to make a song. And then once you make a song with it that you like, don't be afraid to use that sound in every single song. It's just really that easy. That's how you develop a sound that people can recognize. A good example of that would be Lil Jon. Like if you think about when Lil Jon first started, I shouldn't even say when he first started because I don't know exactly when he first started, but the stuff that he was coming out with in like 2003 to 2006 was generally the same sounds. He wasn't really getting too creative with the patches that he sounded, and he made hit after hit after hit after hit with those with that template, with that band of sounds. And if Lil Jon can do it and make all of those hits and all of that flow and that money, not that that matters, but then you can too. And to go back to things I've said in previous streams, if Led Zeppelin or the Beatles, if the Beatles can do it with 8 tracks and their limited amount of instruments in the early days, then what's stopping you from doing the same thing? That is developing a sound. I think a lot of times it's option overload. Just too many options. So you get lost in actually picking a sound versus using it. So my goal right now is actually just because I'm going down the rabbit hole. I want to find another patch I like. Some of these growl fuzzes have really good low end, a little bit better than the digital saw I was using. I think the vibe I'm going to go for, at least in the beginning of this stream, is just going to be a cinematic. I really like to see how the oscillators interact with the filter. And ideally you pick a oscillator that sounds clean all the way up, because we are using a digital synth and the filters on digital synths aren't necessarily as clean as, say, my Voyager over here, or even my Little Fatty. The Prophet has an incredible filter, but not necessarily as good as the Moog filters. Moogs are really known for their filters. Using a piano Fender Rhodes is a good example of using the same sound all the time, unless you affect the hell out of them. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's really that simple. It's like timbre is what the oscillators create, and entire genres, in fact, entire generations of musicians were created out of kind of using the same sounds. So that's why I like to do the same. I like to apply those principles from previous generations to the current generation, but play them on a digitally native instrument like Force or Machine, or really anything. I do feel like I get a bit more, I do a little bit more patch searching when I'm on my analog synths, because, and I know they sound so fucking good, you know what I mean? Like I can go from patch to patch and everything is very satisfying. I feel like I'm less satisfied with the patches on my digital synths, my Force included. That's why when I find one that I really like, I stick with it and I try to put in as many hours as I can kind of playing it. I have gotten, not complaints, but comments on the consistency of it at shows, but I couldn't really tell if it was a good thing or a bad thing. Again, thank you for joining. If you are there and you have any questions or comments or anything, jumping into the chat is the best way to interact with this. This is a interactive experience. I really don't want to just be up here practicing. I could do that, but it's just so much easier, and it makes it better for me when I have all of you out there kind of chatting with me. So thank you, Synthetic. Thank you, Tyler. Thank you, Kiwi. Appreciate you, all of you. And for those of you that don't feel comfortable in the chat, thank you as well. I really do appreciate you spending time with me here on a Sunday evening or Monday morning, depending on where you are in the world. So thank you. I'm going to get back to searching through these oscillators. Another thing is that when you're searching for an oscillator, you want to know how it sounds at different pitches. And a glide is a good way to, especially a long glide. It's a good way to kind of figure out, or at least test how it fluctuates throughout. Like something might sound really good with the low filter. But you hear different artifacts as it goes up in pitch. And as you open up the filter. Ouch. So this growl hard. I'm going to try to get through these growl patches. So 303 waves. Okay. Actually, tell me, Synthetic, I got a question. I know I'm supposed to be asking me questions, but does Machine Plus support Contact? Like, would I be able to play my Abbey Road drums on there? Because that was one of the things I'm worried about, and I'd just rather ask you since you have it than go through the hassle of Googling it. The growls are definitely fun. This one is actually, it's not a growl, it's called Dirty Sweep, which doesn't tell me what the actual type of oscillator wave is. But I like this. I like this. It's a little bit more whiny. But it's still pretty growly, isn't it? It's kind of nasally and whiny when it gets up to this high frequencies. And it doesn't really have enough bite when it gets high. Like when the filter's all the way open. I kind of like that to kind of bite you a little bit more. But I would say whiny. There we go. I like this. This has good harmonics. Yeah, that could definitely be used. In fact, you want it to be multifaceted though, like, am I using that word right? Multifaceted. Okay, so one of the things that I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to my second page. I'm actually going to map out some macros because I like that patch, but I do feel like it's missing some control on my knobs here. So first of all, I'm going to kind of clone what I have on the first page by adding glide, right? And I did glide mode. What I really wanted was the actual glide time. And I'm going to add the glide time. Okay, so. But instead of having my modulation depth, actually, let's see. Is this controlling it? No, this is tab position. Okay, so let's see if I can add tab position here. And is that a thing? I'm sure it is. Let's scroll down and find it. And I don't see it. Did I go past it? I should know what tab position means, but I don't. So is this going to be macro? Okay. Let's try this. Macro 1. Go back over here. Nope, that's not it. All right. That's kind of frustrating. I don't see this in the macros over here. Let's go back to macros. Let's see if I can find it elsewhere. We'll go into here, and I think I gotta move this closer because I turned down my gate. Welcome, new people. Thanks for joining. Appreciate your presence here on my live stream. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Ooh, look how. Let's set up the lead beat agent. I definitely enjoy this kind of content from you, Nick. I learned a lot. I used the Force. Thanks. Well, you're welcome. And thank you so much for joining. I really do appreciate you being here. Feel free to talk as much as you want. Talk with the other people in the chat too. It should be fun. It should be fun. This should really be the more you talk, the more I want to come back, you know? And the less you talk, the more I want to come back. I'm just kidding. I'll be here regardless, but I do appreciate your time and spending this time with me and watching me struggle to find this struggle to find what I want to control here, which is somewhat frustrating, but at the same time, this is how you learn. You learn by not knowing how to do something and then figuring out how to do it. And I know a lot about Force, but at the same time, I don't know everything. So here I am, learning and live on the internet. What I don't want to do is just go through all of these and bore the hell out of everyone. AT depth, let's try that. Okay, cool. You know what okay, let's see. I should be able to just do this, right? Let's do learn, tap that, tap this. Nope. This right here, nope, that's not gonna work. Learn, add, yeah, learn. There we go, nice. I should have just done that to begin with. Okay, so now I should be able to go back into my macros and see what it is. Ah, it was oscillator adjust. Okay, cool. See, I got confused there. So I'm adjusting the oscillator, which is just so happens to be called on this particular patch tab position. The oscillators actually change from patch to patch on hype, and that is why I could not find it when I was searching through the list. But once I did the learn function, boom, there it was. So let's see if I can, let's see what this sounds like now. Okay, so that's kind of cool. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete these other two. And I'm going to turn off learn. And I'm going to see how that sounds when I adjust the filter. So it doesn't really do much, but when it does sound great, it's on the low end right here. With the filter open a little bit, not all the way. it changes the harmonics. So there's definitely some cool stuff in there. But nothing that I'm like, oh, I have to make a song with that. Oh, that was a cool sound, right? The force is strong with this one. Also, my contact library is my contact comment above. Okay, let's see. Random, but I just found this good. Okay, what is hurdy-gurdy? Oh yeah, duh. Okay, so hurdy-gurdy contact library for Machine Plus. Okay, clearly with that comment, that means that contact works on there. Now, that said, is it contact player, or I would assume it's contact player, which uses much less memory. All right, so let's compare that versus the original. Yep, using piano and Fender Rhodes. Yeah, is that what you're talking about? All right, let's compare that to this. I like this. I like this patch. This one is getting saved. It's a little bit more. It's got a little bit more of like a vintage sound to it. I don't know if vintage is the right word. The visions that come into my head are like I don't know. For whatever reason, like I'm thinking of something that I can't describe. But for whatever reason, the movie Stand By Me comes in my head, which is completely random and probably has. Oh, what's the name of that movie? What's the name of that movie with Close Encounters of the First Kind? Is that it? Steven Spielberg, alien movie? I don't know. If you know what I'm talking about, drop the name of that. I don't really do that much. I don't really do 2-3-5s much. Close Encounter of the Third Kind. Okay, cool. I was right. Close Encounters. Yeah, there. Okay, so yeah, I was saying I don't want to do my 2-3-5s, and what I mean by that is the second row, third row, fifth row. So if you're using force, some things that you can do and apply at home when you're practicing are what I call crawls. And if you watched some of my videos in the past, I've talked about crawls. However, when I recorded those original videos, I didn't really know how to crawl quite as well as I know now. And I put in quite a bit of effort, and it's one of the things that I use to warm up. It typically takes me about an hour to warm up. I actually started in the beginning. The stream has been going for 57 minutes, and I've done a little bit of tinkering, so I'm not quite warmed up, considering. But I would say my weakest fingers are my ring finger and my ring finger, definitely. My I'm bringing my thumb. And going left to right, or right to left, I should say. I struggled with that a bit. But I've gotten better in recent weeks and months. Kind of feel like one of the things you do, like when you're tapping, it's kind of natural to tap from left to right. And tapping from right to left is a little bit less natural. Now, if you're a piano player, then you might be thinking, what are you talking about? But I didn't really start playing piano. I played on pads, which is just a different style right there. Okay, so we'll do like. So that's going to be 5-4-1, 5-3-1, 5-2-1. So there's something going on there. What is that? That sounds like I got the. Pretty sure I have. Yep. Okay. So I got the pumper on a little bit. It's only at 5%, but you can hear it. What MIDI interface is that? This thing right here is called a Kai Force. It's actually not a MIDI interface. It's a standalone instrument made by a Kai that I helped develop. And when I was working there, if you watch the release video of this, you'll see my younger, shorter hair version of myself, which actually don't suggest watching that. Don't watch that. But if you have, thank you. So I think I actually have something else. You hear on the beginning? There's something going on there. Let's find out what that is. It could be the, okay, yep, it's actually the amplitude filter. So there's a half-second attack on there. Now that's gone. Okay, let's turn it back up just so you can hear what I was hearing. Yeah, so that was what that was. That was actually bothering me for a few days there. And since I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versions of the same patch there, I didn't actually take the time to figure out what it was. I was just like, okay, let me go to the next one right here. So if you have a Force, I'll actually tell you exactly what I'm on right now, and feel free to play along with me. So I have a Hype Synth open, and let me actually close this so I can actually see what I'm doing here. I'm on a, so what you got to understand about Force is that every patch, I shouldn't say this about Force, about Hype Synth, every single patch is built. Every single patch has a different combination of oscillators, and those oscillators are either, and I've said this previous in the stream, but just to kind of repeat myself and make sure that you're understanding what's going on, those oscillators combined a subtractive, an FM, a wavetable, subtractive, FM, and sample, and it's a different combination of those three. So with that said, when you want to kind of modulate and create your own patch, it doesn't really allow you to get behind the hood of the synthesizer. It's kind of like the contact player like Contact Player is a stripped down version of what the full thing was, right? And you have the a Hype I don't believe was ever released by, oh man, it's been years. I forget the name of the company that they bought. Air, right? So Air was the name of the company that bought that originally created HypeSynth, and it was a much more robust kind of synthesizer with a lot more features, kind of like a God, I'm butchering the names of the types of synthesizers out here. I'm trying to think of the synth that I'm thinking of right now. Software synthesizer. It's really, really popular. It's got a blue interface. Anyway, it's a stripped down version of it. So if you want to modulate your own patch or actually create something completely custom, it doesn't really allow you to do that. So you actually have to find a preset that has oscillators within it that you can then go in and create your own patch. So all of the patches that you hear me playing, I have created. However, they are built off of a preset within the synth, if that makes any sense, right? Not all of the presets have samples in them. Not all of the presets have an FM synthesizer in them. Not all of them have any of the different types of synthesis within them. So the key is to find a patch that does, and then within those, you kind of scroll through the different oscillators in order to find what you want. Does that make sense? I hope I didn't butcher that explanation. And if I did, please let me know. And if not, I'm totally happy to go in and kind of re-explain that in a more clean way. So I'm on the smooth bend lead, which at that point I've kind of went through and figured out some different ways. So if you have your force open, you can actually go and find smooth bend lead, and then you can go about your time and kind of figure out what it was that I changed about that patch to get the sound that I am using right now. Let's see, we got some comments in here. Michael watched the Akai videos with Nick. What are the best about Dilla? Oh yeah, so Dilla. Yeah, Dilla's dream, baby. Let's see, my NAMM 2020 video of a Sonic State. Still required viewing, very cool. I actually totally agree with that. That was definitely one of my best videos. It just came at the right time. I was super, super passionate, super, super excited about all of this stuff. I still am. But the difference between today and then is I was getting paid to practice and to mess with Force full time. And they fucked up by not allowing me to do that for another 3 years. But here I am. Now I'm kind of reinvented myself. I'm here in my studio in Venice Beach, IRLA studio. If you were in Los Angeles, hit me up. I throw meetups twice a week, once downtown at the Ace Hotel on Wednesdays, and again in Venice Beach at the Irwin Hotel. And you are more than willing to come through. I think that the topic of those is more of like NFT and crypto, which is something that I've been in since 2012 and has done very well at creating wealth for myself. But however, it's not my passion. This is my passion. Art is my passion. Culture is my passion. Community is my passion. So I'm really excited just to be here and actually play music and teach, which are things I really love to do. All right, so a little bit more practicing, a little bit less talking, but if you have questions, feel free to answer. Perfect balance of worlds. Yeah, I will say at the beginning, There was nothing that killed my creativity more than crypto. And then once musicians' only product, which was selling tickets to shows, was taken away during the pandemic, and all of the artists started making money off the non-fungible tokens, this really beautiful balance of art and technology and innovation started to happen. We saw artists making money again. And then the hype got a little bit too intense, if you'd ask me. And it went from art to gambling. And there was a bit of gambling going on there. And less artists were in the scene, so there was less innovative talk. Every Thursday I do a live stream on Twitch called IRL Alpha, and essentially it's like Sports Center for NFTs and Web3. I feel like there was lots of toxic positivity in the NFT space. We're all gonna make it, GM. This is the future. No. We argue about things. Oh, cool. So you've been playing with Dolly? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Did you watch my stream? I think you were there. Yeah, I remember you being there. Yeah, IRL Alpha. So it's actually on Twitch, twitch.tv/beaconbot. That's BEGINBOT. It's my business partner / programmer friend of mine, and we throw a meetup every Thursday here at my studio in Venice Beach. It's open to everyone, so like I said, if you're in LA, you can come. You don't have to be invited. It is open to the public. And what we do is we argue about the latest things that happened in Web3 over the week. It is very, very similar to, like I said, Sports Center. So what happens on Sports Center? Is LeBron James the best basketball player? Or is Michael Jordan? We do the same thing for Web3 and NFTs and that type of stuff, which removes all of the toxic positivity. Yeah, synthetic Dolly is simply a tool. There was a lot of painters back in the day that would say, you know what? I can mix a really good color. And then tube came in a paint. Tube came in a tube. Did I say tube came in a paint? Came in a tube. And the people that were mixing their own colors were like, that's cheating. Now it's standard. Same thing is happening with AI art right now. However, Dolly is king. At least right now. King or queen, whatever. Actually, you know what? Let me show you something I made recently. Over here to primary, okay. I'm going to take a very short break from the music, and okay, let's see. So this was a piece that I made recently with Dolly. So the original prompt was actually just this square right here. So it gives you a 1024 by 1024 canvas with one output. And then if you go into the edit section, you can actually add on to it. So I just kept on adding frames and different prompts. So this is a combination of 25 different prompts. And you can kind of see how it evolved over time. Let me just go down. And you see how there's all these like missing areas right here? So that was me adding different areas and different prompts into this finished art piece. And then this guy, this is the latest piece. Let's see. Is this the whole thing? I think this might be the whole thing. So the original prompt started here. And then I just kept on adding and adding and adding. And it's kind of like a combination of Burning Man. So you have the playa kind of right there. And then you have hell down here. And then on top, you start to see it like kind of flows into hell. And I'm sorry, into heaven. And then the hand of God. That was my favorite prompt within this piece. This is a 10,000 by 6,000 pixel. So it's probably about 50 different prompts. And if you know how Dolly works, that's probably, it takes a little bit. And then I wanted to start with the hand of God. I just kept on adding onto this and adding onto this and adding onto it and adding onto it. If someone paste the name on Twitch. Yeah, I can do that for you real quick. And that was my buddy's prompt. Okay. So. Yeah, the Getty is, we talked about that. I could actually probably post the episode of IRL Alpha that we talked about that. It was in August. What I'll do, give me a second to find, I'm just gonna play this C sharp major here as I go through and find. If you don't know this about Twitch, they really like leverage the single creator over the channel, whereas YouTube is more for the channel. So pretty soon I'm going to be kind of multicasting. Once on Twitch and once on loving you is a word it's at. You made me so I'm actually the producer of this show, so I'm not on the panel. I'm so glad you came into my life. This is our most recent episode. And then you can follow Vegan. And then we have some past episodes. Oh, thank you so much, Phoenix. I appreciate it. Yeah, I love this room. As I was saying earlier, this is the mezzanine level of my studio in Venice Beach. Suppose what I could do real quick. Let me see if I can do this. Let me see. Okay, did this actually stop? Cool. I'm actually gonna take a short break since I'm down here. primary and default cam. Cool. All right, we're back. I do know that that top down is not going to draw in the viewers like this angle is. Do I ever use the progression feature on Force? And if so, do you find that it limits your creativity? Hope it become more expressive with those features. I actually do not. Harmony was something that I really struggled with most of my life. And it was because I played guitar for a while, but I was like, when I was taking guitar lessons and I was playing guitar, I was more focused on writing original music and playing covers. Not like playing covers, but learning how, like, songs that I liked. The problem with that is I was like learning new metal songs. I'm 37, so we're talking like System of a Down and Tool and Deftones and Korn and Limp Bizkit and Slipknot and these type of fucking, super angsty, super fucking angsty. And mixed in with some Led Zeppelin, some Yes, and some Jimi Hendrix, and just like guitar-driven music. So when I started playing keys, my first keyboard was a Moog, multi-Moog. I was recording an artist, or I should say a band, and their keyboard player played a Moog Prodigy, and that was actually one of the coolest sounds I'd ever heard. I was so blown away by how good a Moog Prodigy sounded. So I had to get a Moog myself. So I got a multi-Moog, and that multi-Moog really taught me how to master melody as opposed to harmony, because it's a monophonic instrument. So I did use chord progressions for a number of years. In fact, when Machine came up with chord progressions, I was really excited about that. And I still use some of the chord progressions inside of Machine, although they have not changed in 8 years, which is a bummer. The chord progressions on Force are really nice. And when you make your own chord progressions, it's nice to be able to use the MPC software in order to import them into Force. However, with all of that said, I've kind of steered away from using them because there's something about them that kind of, like you said, do limit your ability to create truly original chord progressions. So that said, I still haven't really spent the time to kind of get into, I shouldn't say I spent the time. I was taking some lessons from Jonathan Stein. If you have a push, I'm sure you know who Jonathan Stein is. He's a very well-respected producer and multi-instrumentalist, and one of his niche instruments that he's really, really good at, probably better than most people, is the Ableton Push. And he uses it to play harmony like nobody else. So I was taking some lessons from him. His niche was chromatic scale, and I was so deeply into this, just figuring out a more innovative way to play an instrument, something that gave me more flexibility as far as octaves than the piano, than really any other instrument. And this start on root node, which is this right here. Whoops. Let's go here. So start on root, meaning on the left-hand side you have the root note. On the right-hand side you have the root note, but one octave higher. And then in between those two, and then stacked above that you have the octaves. When I heard this, I was like, yo, no other instrument can do that. I don't give a shit how good you are at piano. You're not going to be able to do this that fast. And I just kind of became hooked on that. So I started with kind of playing more melodic instruments, with this particular mode, but over the course of the past, let's be realistic here. Over the course of the past year, maybe year and a half, I've really started to find my voice harmonically with these modes. And I think it was the satisfaction of sound and really finding something really cool that I could play that I know that was not possible on a different instrument. For example, like my bells. Being able to strum chords like that, it was just, I don't know, it was kind of mind-blowing at first. I really felt like, wow, where else can you do that? And I'm all about doing things, I'm all about playing instruments that allow you to kind of do stuff that's new. And then finding that new thing and then becoming really good at it. I think that that's a superpower of mine. Dare I say that? I mean, if you've watched my videos, you kind of understand that, like, that's kind of what I'm going after, is like finding something that these things do that other things then can't, and then sharing that information to the best of my ability. So harmony has become more and more a part of my sound as a result of this instrument. You got the Moog Rogue. I have one of those. I had a Moog Rogue, a Prodigy, a Multi-Moog. Those are my first 3 synths. But they would break all of the time, so I kind of stopped using them. In that mode, water, wine, glass. Drop a link for what water, wine, glass is. Damn, man, you really are a synth addict, aren't you? Another cool thing about this mode and harmony is that you can just reach more octaves. Like, being able to play this chord on a piano is physically impossible. Or let's just go here. So I have a 7-octave range on the C sharp. And if I wanted to do this, I'm playing this with 4 fingers, and then I'm going to add a 5th finger. Oh, of course, Jacob Collier is like my fucking hero, bro. I love Jacob Collier. I'm more of a rhythmic-based musician. Rhythm is certainly my aptitude. It's where I feel most comfortable. And speaking of rhythm, it might be time to get into some more rhythmic stuff. How does that feel? Had a chill day, played my force for a few hours, and started 2 tracks. Good, buddy. Awesome to hear that. Really happy that you have found some creative energy in this Sunday night / Monday morning, depending on where you are in the world. I'm here for it, bro. All right. Phoenix on Beats. So, let's see. I think I'm going to open up my most recent performance, the Love Machine set, which I performed in one of my other streams. Running into Mini D into Flavor, Instant Cool Sounds. Running in Mini D into Flavor is Instant Cool Sounds. So I'm not familiar with Mini D or Flavor. Maybe drop some links in the chat and I'll check them out. I gotta admit, having like kind of started a couple businesses over the past couple years, I'm a bit behind when it comes to the most recent toys that have come out, and I plan on changing that. I really want to get more into these new things and kind of find at least one new addition to my setup, because I feel like it would be fun. Oh God, don't break. My U87 has actually done a fucking fantastic job over the course of this live stream. It hasn't really broken out once. Flavor's a new instrument effect that makes things sound very lo-fi. Or research YouTube title, Street Artist playing Hallelujah with crystal glasses. We can't post. Link says normal chatters. Oh, well, how do you become non-normal chatters? This is that something I can control, or is that like some sort of like upgraded thing? Again, this is only like my 7th stream, I think. All right, so this is my Love Machine set. So let's go over here. And let's go into my favorite kit of all, which is my first kit that I ever made for rhythm. Get some note repeat on. Let's go to, I'm going to go into my ARP. I'm going to switch ARP over to note repeat. That allows me to play these pads polyphonically. Your admin setting can override, but not as a default, to allow links, project against bots and such. Ah, I got you. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to take some time, figure out how to do that. And then on my next stream, we'll be posting links all day. I promise you. So I'm at 124 when it comes to this. And the reason I'm at 124 is I have this track. It's called Techno. Or it's actually not called Techno. It's called Techno Misfit. Let's find it real quick. And once I find it, it's on deck B, Techno Misfit. Okay, cool. So it's this one. It's a little bit loud. Bear with me here. I'm off right here. I might be at 124. Okay. Sorry about that. think that's distorting. There we go. Let me turn this down. Sorry about that. There we go. Let's bring that up. Let's take that vocal sample. Let's bring it up to 165 beats per minute. All right. Okay, so now this takes a whole, this is the whole different thing that I gotta get warmed up on, okay? Is the trick style. So I usually start like this. You want to get like repetitions here. 1, 2, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you add this in. You add a little snare. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the force is a little bit less accurate when it comes to its note repeat. I forget what one of the devs told me. He told me something along the lines of it, like it skips every like 16th beat or something like that. I don't know exactly what he meant by that. I don't know if he was talking about like he missed every 16th beat, or it was like, don't judge me for my big bear, or if it was like that was like an inherent thing with it. But I have noticed that it's much less accurate than the machine. The machine is like just like crushing with accuracy. Actually, you know what it was? Get like the or at least I do. I want to really get that like just the accuracy down. Get something that I can do consistently. Add some ghost notes in there. And I can get that A in there. Typical drum and bass beat is that. That, boom, that, boom, that, boom, that. Kick snare, 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 kick snare. it's also making sure that your kick and snares hit at the same time. I'm looking at it like that. Uh-oh. Watch out. There it is. Oof. It's a little bit painful, but it takes a little bit. Is that too loud? Because I'm definitely in the red here. Let's see. You can let me know if that's too loud. I really want to get that like. Okay, good. Like kind of like the hardcore. Okay, so as I'm getting warmed up, I might have like went a little bit too ham there. Let me slow that down to like 150. And then let's find the rhythm there. Yeah, you want to start slow and then work your way up to the faster tempos. And I didn't do that. Struggling here. Okay. I saw Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle on TV last night watching the Celtics game, and Celtics lost, unfortunately. Don't hate me. I am a Bostonian. Okay. I don't know where you guys are from, but that is definitely my team of choice. So, okay, one of the harder things that you can do here is like getting the, like figuring out how to use multiple fingers on the left-hand side and then matching those with the snare drum with your thumb. Does that make sense? 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Really, really hard. It takes a bit of, I mean, I can do it. It takes a bit of that, right? Good, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I get that down, and then I start to get in a little bit more of a flow. This accuracy is just, you have to be so fucking precise on this thing. There's so little margin for error on the Force. Oh yeah, here's my favorite sample. It's gonna show up. Oh, okay. Audition. No, it's in turn audition on. Oh, it's not gonna show up. Sorry, that was the fart sex. You checked out my previous. You know what I'm talking about there. All right, let's get my mic not to break. All right. Okay, cool. And then I'm gonna go over here, and I do need to get my camera kind of set up properly here, so. Let's see, Synthetic, you said, I do some similar, but more simplistic stuff with my Tenori in solo mode. The buttons repeat, and the higher you go in the column, the faster repeats go. You can use all your fingers at once. That's very cool. I gotta take some screenshots of these things that you're saying. I'm actually gonna do that right now. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this comment. And then you mentioned something up here that I didn't know much about. Go into your admin settings. I'm going to take a screenshot of that. I'm coming with the true alpha here. And there's something else earlier. And actually, I'll just go back and find it. Okay. Thank you for joining, brother. I appreciate you being here. I was in San Diego today, in fact. I know you live in San Diego. I was there for my friend's first birthday party. Well, not my friend's daughter's first Oh, you only hear me on Wine Shop. That's a problem. Okay, let's figure that out. Okay, give me a second to figure that out. And actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it the hard way. I'm gonna add a video capture device. I'm going to add a top-down cam. And then here it is. You can hear me now. So now I gotta do the difficult thing. I'm gonna keep my mouse right on that little eyeball. And I thought it was because my knowing was fucked up, but you were actually right. Welcome, new viewers. Appreciate you here for sticking with me or hanging out with me here on a Sunday. And let's make some sound. I don't like that. At least I don't like that like snare drum. We're just going to kind of flow through here and find some things that I like. It's just so much easier. What's up, Anthony? Anthony Naya and Kia. And I think Anthony. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I know I probably butchered that, Anthony. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so what I'm going to do before I actually start playing this, let's see what type of sounds I got here. And let's tune this a little bit. Okay, so I want to turn this down. Turn down this sound right here. So actually I have to go into my primary and I need to, what was I going to do real quick? God damn it, I forgot. Oh, yeah, duh. I'm going to Ableton and I'm going to hit play. So let's, stick with me here. Okay, there's Ableton. And I'm playing right now, and I have to mute a kit that I have playing over here. So I'm going to mute those kits. So now the only kit that's playing is the one I was just playing. Machine is just so much more fucking accurate when it comes to this. It's not even fair. Like let's move this here. All right, that looks better on the shot. So when I want to actually chop these up for clips, I want to make sure that my that at least it looks nice, right? And I'm just gonna mute that because that sounds like that does not sound good. Definitely more accurate than Force. It's just the pads are, it runs on its own MIDI protocol, When I say MIDI protocol, I just mean like it has more velocity layers. For example, it's actually on fixed velocity. You hear how this is like when you go and you play it really soft and then you play it really hard. That's because Machine has, or I should say Native Instruments has its own kind of velocity. It has more layers of velocity. Meaning you can get more expressive with the pads. And one of the things about the Machine MK3, which is different than MK2 and MK1, is they kind of fix the the velocity curve. So you can get louder notes much easier. So kind of like that. That's the Melt Kit and the Indigo Dust sample pack. Don't mind me. That's my vape. I'm going to undo that and I'm going to go to a new group. I'm going to find something that I can potentially turn into a new video. So I'm going to turn on this. Why did you do that? Why did you do that? Oh, that was it. Okay. Sorry about that. All right, let's turn that back on. Let's hit this. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and go. So this kit has really good, like, different percussion sounds. Is this a loop? Okay, let's find out. Is this a loop? Okay, so it just repeats whether or not no repeat is on. No repeat is on. So both these do. It seems like this is a loop. Let's find out if it's a loop. Let's go get out of the browser. Yeah, it's definitely a loop. Okay, so I don't like this kit because I don't like loops. And I don't like loops because I can make my own. too bad Jam doesn't have those pads. It could be played like a 64-pad version of Force and Push. You're absolutely right about that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think the main reason for that is the fact that machine is a group-based instrument, meaning that every 16 pads is on its own group. However, you can play them at the same time. The response, no, but you can only actually play. You see on the Jam here, you only have this section right here that can play the actual drum sounds. Again, it's because it's a group-based thing. Now, when I was working at Native Instruments from 2013 to 2015, I suggested the idea of having a kind of like a vertical, so having Group A, Group B, C, Group, when we were developing Jam, which is right around that time. Oh, and don't mind me with my candy bracelet. This is actually something that I made at this party that was at earlier. It was called Electric Baby Carnival. And part of a baby carnival is candy bracelets. Okay, so let's find a good kit. So Indigo Dust was actually based off of kind of the sound of Burning Man, which is someplace that I've been for the past 9 years. In fact, next year will be my 10-year anniversary of Burning Man. So I'm very familiar with the sound. However, this year was the absolute worst music I've ever heard on Playa. It was very disappointing. Let's lock this. Actually, I turn off that. Take out that candy bracelet. I like this kit. Okay, so there's a lot of these. This sound should be replaced with something else. Let's replace that. Let's take this kit and let's find something else. Let's go to the Sonos kit. Okay, so I'm just gonna find a sound right now to replace it with. So I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna copy this. We're gonna do, where are you? We're gonna do duplicate. That's it. Jeez, I've done this so many times. And then we're gonna pitch this, and we're gonna do that by getting out of here, getting into pad mode. Turn these down a little bit. We're going to turn it on 6 decibels. I think the 14 and 16 need to be. All right, now. check what time it is. It's 10:03. I might get a call from my daughter in a second because I told her to call me before she goes to bed, which she never fails to do. Okay, so that's a hi-hat I'm not really crazy about. So let's go and load up a hi-hat drum synth. And we're going to take this. And then we're going to release, I think it's this. Yeah, it's the frequency shifter. You hear that how that like modulates the sound a bit? It's kind of cool. It's something I might create a macro for in a second. But when it's up, it was at 83% before. It has like that harmonic right there, which I don't really like. Let's see if there's any other stuff happening. Oh, the compressor's fine. The saturator's fine. Okay, so there's two compressors on here, which is strange. So this has a really, really long feedback. Let's turn down the feedback of that. And let's turn down the delay. Okay. So this is going to be my short kick. And this is my long kick. You hear it's got a bit more sustain. And I have to play them at the same time. Let's see if there's a mute group set up here. I know I'm doing this wrong. God damn it. It's because it got a saturator, a beat delay, a reverb. It's got a whole bunch of shit on there. And okay, the beat delay, 9%. Let's turn this down. Okay, 6% sounds pretty good right there. I like this kick drum better. Let's find like a foundation to work with. Okay, so when I'm like actually creating, hold on, let's go over here. When I'm creating a foundation for a track, what I want to do is typically lay down a beat first. So it's like, okay, what do I want? The first thing that people are going to hear. And typically it's drums. And that's just because that's the formula of electronic music for the most part. So let's lay down a beat first. So what I want to do is, on my next video, I want to showcase a bit more of the live drumming, and that means I'm going to have to reach the record button while I'm performing. So I have to essentially modulate the way that I'm playing in order to reach this button right here. If that makes any sense, right? So as I'm playing, I'm going to have to reach over and hit this. So let's hit play on Ableton. And let's delete that. Let's go to this one. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, front ahead. I don't know if that's going to be possible. Unless I play it like this. Okay. Okay, let's turn this back on. So I'll actually talk as I do this. So the original way I was playing it was like this. The typical way with this kick drum with the middle finger. And then hitting that other clap with my index finger on my right hand. But if I do it like this, that allows me to reach the record button. So I gotta practice that. Okay, let's try it. There we go. Okay, so I did it, but I missed the kick drum there. So I'm going to turn off record. Okay. Turn on record. Alright, so that's recorded. Oh shit. So let's turn this down. That's way too loud. And I'm going to do this by first hitting select and then holding down pad 13 and then turning it down. If you hold down select, that means you do not trigger the pad. If I do it otherwise, it triggers it. When I hold down select, I can hit any pad that I want and it selects it without actually triggering it. So that's a little tip there. And the chances of me actually wanting to record that are very slim. That's a nice little rhythmic element right there, that like fractal. So that's a fractal. Okay, so that's a percussion instrument, drum synth on machine, and then it's the fractal. So if I hit this, I can make it really short. So if I play it, okay, so I actually fucked up that. Okay, what did I fuck up? I don't think that I hit record. I didn't hit record, so I'm just gonna erase that. I know, like, why would I just erase the whole thing? Because I want to make it good. That's what I want to do. That's actually the bass line I want to play. I'm gonna turn this one down a little bit. I'm gonna turn it down 9 to 9 dB. There's some click there, so let me see if I can solve that by actually going over to the amplitude envelope. That might actually have something to do with the sample itself. Oh, that's somewhere. Okay, now we're gonna problem solve here. We're gonna figure out where exactly that click is coming from. It's actually not the most annoying thing in the world. It's just annoying me because it's there, and I don't necessarily want it to be there. Maybe there's a solution for that. Let's figure it out. Okay, so it has nothing to do with it. Okay, what do we have on here? We have a saturator, we have a compressor, we have a reverb, we have a saturator. Okay, maybe it might be this. It's actually not that bad, and it doesn't seem like I'm finding a solution right now. So that could be something that I do. Yeah, post effects, that's what I'm trying to figure it out right now. So is it the compressor? It just could not, it might just not work well with the no repeat. So I'm gonna have to play it like this, okay? That's the only way that I'm gonna be able to reach the record, to actually record that. Oof, that is a stretch. That's gonna be hard, and I love hard. So let's do this. Let's play it. Let's actually play the Ableton session. Okay, so I'm actually working within Ableton right now. Let's take off the top down. Let's go over here, and then you can see I have my Ableton session open, and let's just do this for fun. Let's go ahead and open this up real big, and then we'll do this as well. Is this gonna work? Okay, come on. No, it's not gonna allow me to do that, is it? Okay, I'm gonna go into preferences, and oh, why did you do that? Preferences, where is it? Look and feel, and then I need to go to zoom. We're gonna zoom in a bit more, 200%, and then I'm going to go back to the original screen, which is right here. Okay, that looks better on stream, and as my friend, my business partner likes to say, it's all about the shot, Nick. It's all about the shot. Okay, so let's go here and make this a little bit smaller. Nope, we want to do this. Okay, that works. That looks better. And then let's go ahead and turn on that top down, or turn it back on. So again, my issue right here. That's the beat I want to play. So I'm probably not going to use that sound. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this sound and duplicate it there, and then take, no, I'm sorry. What I want to do is take this sound, duplicate it there, take this sound, duplicate it there, and then take this sound, duplicate it there. So now that more bass-driven kick drum is going to be on pad 1 versus here, and that more tighter kick drum is going to be on pad 5. And then I want to have, again, I got to reach this. Oh God, would it be so fucking nice to have, getting a bit choppy, could be me, need a foot, yes, that's what I was literally just about to say. Fuck, I need a foot switch. Is there, and tell me if there's a way to set this up as a foot switch, the record button. Synthetic, if anyone would know, then I believe it would be you. So getting choppy now. That could be because of my volume. Let's turn this down a little bit. This needs to be turned down now. All right. That's what I want to play. So let's do this. Dun, 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 dun. Eventually, I'm going to have to probably wear a pair of headphones and have the headphone going to out 3 and 4. One, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. I nailed it. And then I'm going to do this. There you go. And then Pad 14's got that. And it's not long enough, alright? Okay, so we want to. At least it's not long enough as far as you can actually hear it. Listen. That's too long. Okay, so that's the filter envelope. We want, no, that's the amplitude envelope. We want the decay to be. And let's make, yeah, there we go. Let's see, is there a foot pedal jack on this? Let's see. Line out, phones, pedal. Yeah, there is. Okay, I actually have a foot pedal downstairs. It's a Stream Deck foot pedal, which should work. And holy shit, that means I have to have another camera though when I record this thing, which will be totally fine. Okay. And I might want it to be a bit longer. So let's go here. And let's record the next part. Let's just build the foundation. There we go. Let's hit that beat. Okay, so some of these are loud, so let's do a little bit of mixing. That one's the one that's too loud. We want to hit that actually at the same time. Okay, so we have like a little bit of foundation. So you got that. You got that. So. Okay. I kind of like this. Like kind of. I'm scratching my beard. Here, hold on. Let me Okay, cool. Now you can see what that sound is. Totally useless information, but all right. So I probably don't need note repeat the whole time. Okay, but we can lock it on and off. Yeah, okay. So it becomes a problem when I have it on and then I'm trying to do this. Because it triggers more than once and then it sounds much louder than it should be. Hey, give me a second. I'm going to find my phone and I'm going to make sure my daughter didn't call me because I love her and I definitely want to make sure that she feels loved when she goes to bed. So, good dad. So she didn't text me, so that either means that she's up past her bedtime, or she hates me. No, I'm just kidding. She doesn't. There's USB. Yeah, USB footprints. Jack on the. Okay, cool. All right. All right, I'm losing viewers here. No big deal. 2 hours and 30 minutes into this, and I'm just gonna keep on going. Okay, so I don't need that sound, so maybe I like that sound. This one's the same. I need a pad to put kind of like a lead synth onto, but I don't yet have a lead synth. So let's use one of these other kits and let's go through and try to find one that's appropriate. And we're gonna do a. Hear this sound. Let's go here and we're gonna do keyboard. And all right, let's go here and then it's a sample, so we want the filter. That's kind of a nice sound. I think the delay is a bit intense, so let's go ahead, turn down the mix. Oh my god, the feedback is at 91%. All right, cool. That's a bit better. Okay, so let's take this sound, which may not be perfect, but it's actually not that bad. So that's on pad 15 of group G. We want to put that on pad 10 of group H. Let's duplicate it and throw it there. And then let's tune it with the kit. And then let's go here. Actually, God, I did that wrong. All right, so we got that tuned up. Let's go ahead and play it. All right, and sorry, I don't have all my scenes set up properly. And let's go this. Let's go. Bam. All right. Let's go over here. So that's a bit too loud. At least it is. It's clipping here in Ableton. So I don't know how it sounds on the stream. Let's try it. What's up, Jose? Jose Lopez just joined the chat. Just wanted to say what's up. Hold on. Let me look you in the eye. What's up, Jose Lopez? Appreciate you. Okay, we're back. Let's go back to Ableton so we can actually play it. Okay, so that okay, we're actually starting to get somewhere here. We're starting to get somewhere here. I can imagine at some point that I'm gonna like mute everything and go here and build this up. That'd be like a kind of a cool breakdown, and then like maybe that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 bars. Okay. Okay. So let's, well, first of all, let's record it and see like what modulation does to it. Okay, so I'll record. That's not it. Undo. It's 12, 10. that. No. Okay. Around here. Okay. There we go. There we go. So this, thank you for saying it sounds cool. It'll sound much better once it's developed a bit more, once I add some macros, once I mix it, once I do all of those things that are required in order to make something sound completed and mixed. So I think this might turn into a video. Let's see. That bass drop, but it recorded, so I want to undo that. Okay, so it's gone. Okay. Oh, geez. Macros? Oh, geez. Do I actually want to do this right now? I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that right now. It's actually getting a little late. By a little late, I mean it is 10:30 here. I have been streaming for 2 hours and 38 minutes. That's a decent stream, right? I got 4 of you in here. Is anyone still here? Synthetic, you're still here? Jose, you still here? D1? D1A? D1 of A. Are you still here? Say something in the chat if you are. If not, I might just go ahead and save this project. Save this Ableton session. And still here, Synthetic, you're the best. I really gotta say, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you sticking around and spending so much time with me, man. This is great. It's great. I feel like I know you, and you've dropped some great comments in there today. So I'm gonna save this, and I'm gonna prove to you that I'm saving this by going over to this right here, and we're gonna call this 12.11/22. Beware of the latest M2 update. Okay. 12.11/22. We're going to call this new video template. And I'm going to continue to build on this. And this should be the most requested thing over the past 3 years has been, hey, make a new fucking video, Nick. And I have been kind of not doing that. And it's my own fault. So this is 12.11/22 new video template. Hopefully it turns into an actual performance. If not, then at least it was a new stream. So this is officially saved as of right now. And I just want to thank you, Synthetic especially, and everyone else that showed up into the chat and that watched this stream. I appreciate all of the time that you spent with me. I'm going to end this in a few moments and continue my evening in the privacy of my own brain. And I will see you sometime soon. I have so much more. I'm listening and preparing for sea shanty themed hardware jam due to the stream by tomorrow. Okay. Well, again, I am so thankful for everyone's time and attention for this. I have more cameras. I have actually a camera over here that I'm going to be setting up on my analog synthesizers. I also want to set up a bunch of other cameras downstairs. So with all of that said, it's time for me to go home, get some sleep, and enjoy my time alone. Thank you. I love you from the bottom of my heart, and good night. Adios, and hasta la vista.